Sri Guru Nama children, welcome to online session. Already we are dealing about the story of village Palampur. We have seen so many developments in that village. I told about it is a well-developed village. All weather roads were there which helped the people, not only the people, even the goods were also moved from one place to another place because of the all weather roads. The roads that are made up of cement concrete, it's a Pakka road. So with the help of the Pakka road, not only the people were moving from one place to another place, even the goods were also moved from one place to another place. And I told about the different types of transport facilities in that Palampur village. We have seen starting from tongas, rickshawalas, we can able to see jeeps, trucks, tractors, etc. that were operated in the village. And this Palampur village, I told you, it is connected with a nearby large villages, what is that, we can Raniganj and the Shahpur, which is a neighboring town. And agriculture is the main activity of this Palampur village. And I told about, and we have discussed about the various families, nearly 450 families occupied the village of Palampur. Out of them, nearly 85%, 85 families, they belong to the upper caste families. They had, they are large landowners, we can say. So different type of people lived in Palampur village, and they were lower caste people also. Some people, they had large quantity of land. Some people, they don't have land. So those who don't have land, they started to work in others field as agricultural laborers. And I told about the agriculture is the main activity. Whatever activity we need, whatever activity you are following, we need factors of production. We need 4 important factors of production. Already I told you. Land is there, land we need, capital we need, labor we need, and the last one is entrepreneur. Already I told you. Land is very, very important criteria. So apart from land, we need water facilities, forest resources, mineral resources, all these play a greater role. At once, when you have the activity with the land, we need labor also. We have to engage the laborers in the activity. So what type of activity you are going to carry over, whether it's an agricultural activity or industrial activity, I have to engage the laborers. When you talk about laborers, I told about 2 important laborers, 2 different types of laborers, skilled laborers, unskilled laborers. Particularly when you talk about the industries, we need these 2 different set of people. For certain activities, we need the work of the skilled laborers. So skilled laborers are those with the help of education and knowledge, they have acquired the skill. So for some machineries, in order to take care of certain machineries, we need skilled laborers, and other laborers, other manual laborers, they will do other type of activities in the industries. And the third one I told about capital. For every stage of production, whether it's an agricultural production or industrial production, whatever it is, at every stage we need capital. Money plays a greater role. Last one I told about entrepreneurship. So what is entrepreneurs? Enterprise, organizations. So people with the help of the knowledge and skill, human capital I told you, people with the help of knowledge and skill, they will be organizing, they will be setting up small firms and organizations in order to, enrich the production activity. So all these are the 4 factors of production we have dealt in detail. The next one, we have started with the multiple cropping and modern farming techniques in Palampur. How it is possible in that particular village where people, they were able to grow different types of crops. So in Palampur village, people, they were able to grow different types of crops on the same field in that particular year. How is it possible? Because of the modern farming techniques. They started to use modern farming techniques. What are the modern farming techniques? We have discussed yesterday. HYV seeds, I told you, high yielding variety seeds. Instead of traditional seeds, they started to use high yielding variety seeds. The next one I told about fertilizers. In order to enrich the soil fertility, they started to use the fertilizers which has chemicals. The other one is they started to use modern inputs apart from other than wooden plough. Usually farmers, they will be using wooden plough. Those who are having small farmers, those who are having small quantity of land. But those who are rich people, those who are having money in their hand, they started to invest on modern machineries. They started to use threshers, harvesters and tractors, etc. for each stage of production. Already we have seen. The next one, I told about all these productional activities, all these requirements combined together with the entrepreneur. So entrepreneurs are those who set up a business or organization in order to carry out the production efficiently. So up to that we have completed. Today we are going to see the other remaining part of the village Palampur. We are going to see how capital arrangement is made by the farmers, how small farmers, how they were able to arrange the capital for production activity. And we are going to, apart from that, we are going to talk about the other non-farming activities that are carried over in village Palampur. So we are going to see that in detail now. Okay, we are going to see how multiple cropping and modern farming techniques we have already, I told you. Modern farming techniques they are using in order to carry out the multiple cropping. That's why these modern farming techniques help them to grow different types of crops in the entire field in that particular year. All these have carried over in the village Palampur. We are going to see whether the land sustains, whether the land bears the stress given to it. So we are going to see in this slide, will the land sustain? What will happen? Whether the land will be sustained, we are going to see. Will the land sustain? What is sustain actually? Whether the land can bear the stress. So different types of crops are grown on the entire field, whether the land can able to bear the stress, whether the land can able to bear the force applied to it. So we are going to see here. Land being a natural resource, it is necessary to be careful in its use. Already you know that whatever may be your activity, whether it's an agricultural activity or industrial activity or construction activity, whatever it is, land plays a greater role. For every activity we need a land. So we have to use we have to take proper care. Land has to be taken proper care. Scientific reports indicate that the modern farming methods have overused the natural resource base. So what is the scientific factor? What is the scientific research? So scientific reports, what it tells, it talks about as modern farming techniques are employed in the production activities, it completely, destroys, it completely overuses the, natural resources. So it has overused the natural resource base. So as we are using modern farming technology, as we are using different types of machinery, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, all these we are using modern farming techniques, we are applying to the land, we are utilizing in the land, thereby we are destroying the natural resources. So what is happening? Over usage of these modern farming techniques completely, what is happening to the land? That the land is completely losing its fertility. So what is happening? As modern farming techniques are available, as we are employing in the production activity, so what is the demerit? The land gets overused. Land gets overused. What we are doing? We are degrading, or we are destroying the natural resource. So this is the slide that explains about the destruction of the natural resource. The next one, we are going to talk about how land is distributed among the different farmers in Palampur. Land distribution among the different farmers in Palampur village, how the land division is made, how the land is distributed among the people in the Palampur village. So in Palampur, about 1/3 of the 450 families are landless families. 1/3 of 450. What is 1/3 of 450? It is 150. So nearly 150 families in Palampur village, they are nearly 150 families in Palampur village, they are landless people. So out of 450, 1/3, what is that 1/3? 150 families of the village Palampur, they are, Dalits. Who are Dalits? They are low caste people. So, out of 450 families, one third of the families, that is 150 families in Palampur village, they belong to low caste people, they are Dalits. More than half the area of the village is covered by plots that are quite large in size. Nearly 50%, half of the area of the village is covered by plots that are quite larger in size. When you talk about the village Palampur, nearly half of the total land area, nearly half of the total land area in Palampur is, what is that, they are having, what is that, what will be the size, how the size of the land is, the size of the land is larger. Nearly half of the land area in village Palampur, when you talk about the size of the village is quite larger. And in Palampur, there are 60 families, medium and large families. So, there are 60 families who belong to medium size and large size families. So, out of 450 families in that particular village, 150 families, they belong to Dalit category, that is, they belong to, what is that, low caste people. And when you talk about the land area in village Palampur, how the size of the land will be, it will be larger in size. So, nearly, what is that, 60 families, they belong to medium and small size farmers. So, nearly 60 families, they belong to the medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. So, when you talk about the medium size farmers and small size farmers in village Palampur, so nearly 60 families, they belong to medium size farmers and small size farmers, and they can able to cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. They can able to cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers, they have land extending over 10 hectares. So, there are 3 different set of people, 3 different set of farmers in village Palampur. Nearly 60 families, that is, they belong to the small size and medium size farmers. What is the land area they got? They got a land area of 2 hectares. When you talk about the large size farmers, those who had large quantity of land, we can call them as large size farmers. For large size farmers, when you talk about the land area, they had more than 10 hectares of land. So, here we are going to talk about, this slide completely talks about the land distribution in Palampur. How land is distributed in Palampur among the people in the village Palampur. I told you there are 450 families. Out of 450 families, 150 families, they belong to, what is that, low caste people. Nearly 60 families, they have only small quantity of land. The measurement of the land is only 2 hectares. We can call them as small size and medium size farmers. When you talk about the other set of people, large farmers, they had more quantity of land. We can call them as landlords. And the area of the land is more than 10 hectares. The next one, who will provide the labor? First I told about the land distribution pattern. The land is distributed among the different types of farmers. There are 3 categories. I told you, small farmers, medium farmers and large farmers. Out of 450 families, 150 family, they belong to the SC/ST. They belong to the low category, low caste people. 60 families, they were small size and medium size farmers, where the land area is only 2 hectares. Other than this, there are other farmers, those who had large quantity of land, we can call them as landlords. The land area is about 10 hectares of land. This slide completely talks about the labor. Who will provide labor in the land? Who will provide labor facilities? Who is going to work in the land? The people, those who are going to, work in the land as laborers, we are going to see who will be providing the labor. Small farmers along with their families cultivated their own fields. So, small farmers, already I told you, small farmers, they had only, 2 hectares of land. They had only 2 hectares of land. So, they can able to cultivate their own fields. So, small farmers, Small farmers, they can able to cultivate, along with their families, they can able to cultivate small fields, thus they provide the labor required for farming themselves. Small farmers, what is that? They are having only a small quantity of land. They cannot engage the labor from outside. They were unable to pay for the laborers. So what they will do, as the size of the small land is very small, family members, they will act as a labor. So whatever they have in their hand, what is that? The family members who are there in that particular family, they will share the work. So those who are having small area, small farmers, they cannot engage the laborers from outside. So what they are doing, who will be providing the labor facilities here? The family members, those who are there in the family, they will be sharing the work. Medium and large farmers hire farm laborers, those who are having large quantity of land, medium sized farmers, and some farmers, they are having large quantity of land, more than 10 hectares of land. So they will provide they have to hire the laborers from outside. So large size farmers and medium size farmers, as their land area is greater, they need laborers. So they will be hiring the laborers from outside in order to carry over the production activity. So this slide completely talks about the labor. So who is providing the labor? So in case of small farmers where the land area is very small, the family members, they will act as a labor. In case of large size and medium size farmers where the land area is greater, they will hire the laborers from outside in order to carry over the production activity. So this slide completely talks about the labor. The capital need in farming. So first two factors we have discussed. I told about the distribution of land pattern in Palampur, how the land has been divided among the different farmers. And the second slide I told about the labor, who has provided the labor for the activities. The next one we are going to talk about the capital. Money plays a greater role. Every production activity, each and every stage of production, we need money, capital. So the capital needed in farming. Most small farmers have to borrow money to arrange for the capital. So most of them are small farmers, so they have to arrange for the capital. So capital arrange. Small farmers, what they have to do? They don't have money. Small farmers, they don't have money, so they have to arrange for the capital. Small farmers, they have to arrange for the capital. So large farmers, no problem. Small farmers, what they have to do? They don't have money. What they have to do? They need money for the agricultural production. They have to arrange for the money. Large farmers, they don't have any problem. They borrow from large farmers or the village money lenders or traders who supply various inputs for cultivation. So small farmers, they don't have money, they have to arrange for the capital. Where they will go? They will go to the large farmers or they will go to the money lenders. Who are the money lenders? People, those who are lending the money for interest. Those who are lending the money for interest, we can call them as money lenders. So you can see in the village, money lenders will be there. Some of the landowners will be there. Landlords will be there. Those who are lending the money for interest, where the rate of interest will be greater. So the people, they have to pay greater rate of interest when compared to the banks. So here, small farmers, they don't have money, so they have to arrange for the capital. Where they will go? They will go to the landlord's house. They will get the money from the landlord for high rate of interest. And those who supply, and other than landlords, they will go to the other traders also. Other traders are there ready to give, not only to give money, even they will provide the agricultural inputs also. They will supply the agricultural inputs for farming. Or traders who supply various inputs for cultivation. The rate of interest on such loans is very high, already I told you. As these people, they are going to the, they need money. So what they are doing? In the village, landlords will be there, money lenders will be there, traders will be there. So these people, they will approach the landlords and they will be getting the money at high rate of interest. The interest rate will be greater. They are put to great distress to repay the loan, as they are borrowing the loan from the money lender at high rate of interest. They were unable to repay. Sometimes if there is a crop failure, there may be a bad harvest. As a result, they will not be able to get the desired production. The yield will be less. the yield will be less, or completely they have to face the damage because of the, what is that, we can talk about the floods, or because of the drought. Continuously if you are not going to get the rain, so what will happen? There will be a, what is it, the land will be completely dry, the crops will be dried, or sometimes there will be excess of, what is it, excess of rain which lead to floods. So all these cases are there. In such a case, when there is a bad harvest, there will be crop failure, they were unable to get the production. In such a case, it will be very difficult for these small farmers to repay the loan. They have to repay the loan with interest. Always the interest rate is greater. So if they are unable to get the, what is the production, if there is a crop failure, if there is a bad harvest, they were unable to manage the situation, they were unable to repay the loan. In such a case, the lands will be given back to the, what is that, landlords. Landlords, what they will take? What they will do? They will take away the lands from the, what is that, small farmers. So this is the case. So here, when you talk about the small farmers, it's very difficult for them to arrange for the capital. They have to approach the landlords or money lenders or traders, those who are lending the money for high rate of interest. So what is the problem? As they are borrowing money for high rate of interest, when there is a crop failure, when there is a bad harvest where the production is less, they were unable to repay the loan. In such a case, but it is very difficult situation for them. They have to, what is that, sell the lands will be completely taken away by the landlords. So they are mortgaging the lands and getting the, what is that, loan, is it? They are mortgaging the lands. So those lands will be taken away by the landlords when these small farmers are not able to repay the loan. So this is the case. The next one, we are going to talk about production is over, harvesting is over. What is the next stage? They have to get the profit. What they have to do? They have to sell the products. Only after selling the products they can aim for the profit. So here, sale of surplus farm products. What is happening after harvesting? What they are going to do? How they are going to sell the products? And name the markets, how markets play a greater role in buying and selling, how markets satisfy the needs of the consumers, how the farmers, how they can able to get the profit. All these things we are going to see in this slide. So here, surplus, sale of surplus farm products, how they are selling the, what is that, surplus products, when the production is greater, when the agricultural production is greater. Agricultural production is greater, they can able to get, what is that, more, what is the large quantity of grains. In such a case, what is that, they can aim for higher profit also. An amount of something left over when requirement have been met. What they will do? As soon as the harvest is over, whatever they need for the family, that will be, what is, separated. They need whatever they need for that year, that will be kept separated, that will be separated. And excess of production or supply is called surplus. After meeting the family requirement, what is that? They will keep separately for the family requirement. The excess will be there after meeting the family requirement. So we can call it as surplus. So after meeting the family requirement, the grains, once harvesting is over, they will be allotting for the family requirement. They will be separating it for the family requirement. The excess after separating the family requirement, we can call it as surplus. So these charts, these slides, whatever I have discussed, it talked about the land, labor, capital as well as the sale of surplus products.